Hello, all. So today we're going to talk about the social penetration theory and what it is, how it can be applied to everyday life. So the social penetration theory is a theory that was developed by Ervin Altman and Thomas Taylor, in which it basically talks about how relationships deepen through a process of self-disclosure, where individuals share different layers of themselves, moving from superficial to very, very intimate levels. So now we're going to talk about how the social penetration theory can be applied to real life. A perfect example in the show is Stranger Things. So the main characters, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Eleven, at first they're very hesitant to fully trust each other when they first meet, especially with Eleven's very mysterious, qualities and abilities. It's very hard for them to really come together and trust each other, right? So at first they're having very superficial like exchanges, mainly, information about the school, their hobbies, their fears. They talk about the very basics of things. But over time, they begin to basically get deeper and share with each other more personal and emotional information. So it also highlights, identity and culture, the importance of difference in identity and cultural backgrounds. This theory is also seen as a way to navigate the unknown elements in their, time together. They rely on mutual vulnerabilities to understand each other's cultural backgrounds, their family pressures, and individually, sparks what makes them different, right? One specific example of this deepening happening in the relationship is basically in season 2. There's an introduction of a character named Max, right? Initially, it was a lot of tension. She was perceived as an outsider, like, who is this new person coming to our friendship, coming to our friend group? And I feel like we've all experienced that. But later on, gradually, she shares more of himself with her, right? Revealing his interests and experiences about, different things in life, which helps break down her emotional walls, right? And their relationship, it blossoms, and they mutually open up to each other, and they move from very surface level discussions to sharing like their personal, deepest, darkest secrets, fears, insecurities, and family issues, right? So overall, like, they were able to find a deeper relationship throughout the entire friendships, right? The leadership roles would often rotate, right? Characters like Mike, Lucas, and Eleven are often, taking charge at different moments and different points throughout the season. The group actually develops a dynamic in which the members, contribute to personal insight, strengths, and vulnerabilities. And this allows the team to basically function very effectively at high stakes situations in which it's very dangerous, right? By revealing their personal fears, strengths, and challenges, they build a leadership model basically, based on the mutual trust and understanding of each other, right? A more so specific example of this is in season, right? Dustin, he starts off very like shy, less assertive, more mellow, but through his interactions with a character named Steve, right, he gains his confidence. Steve also begins to open up about his insecurities and his uncertainties, and that helps Dustin see him as a supportive friend, as a co-leader rather than just some former, cool kid from school. He actually sees them as a human being and somebody he can relate to well. Overall, using social penetration theory to analyze Stranger Things highlights how self-disclosure deepens bonds, builds trust, and fosters group unity in relationships, especially in challenging situations, right? So, a lot of key points that you could take away from this. In conclusion, I want you guys to take away trusting through gradual disclosure, identity and exploration and acceptance, effective leadership through vulnerability. These are things that one can embody, to actually use this thing. Personally, for me, one thing I'm learning that in my friendships, I can be a little bit more vulnerable, in a way that it can bring my friends and I closer together, and it would be very supportive of me also, like in moments for me to be vulnerable with people so they can see and be able to relate to me, and the relationship can deepen within itself as well.